Hey, Dan Weintraub here. The end of the middle class, the end of the American middle class website. I want to talk a little bit about this idea of a banana republic. People tend to think about the idea of a banana republic as being something that can only happen in what would be called the developing world, right? We used to call it the third world. We can't call it the third world anymore, so we say the developing world. By the way, I'm a liberal. I'm on the left. So any of you like right-wing nut bars out there who think that just because I'm anti our monetary policies, you can just click off right now. I'm not ideologically in your camp. I'm ideologically farther out as a liberal than I am much farther out as a liberal. So let's just get that straight, first of all. Anyway, this idea of banana republicanism, essentially what this boils down to is when a smaller and smaller group of people control basically not only all of the ways in which money is created, but control virtually all of the wealth, you get a situation in which democratic institutions are claimed superficially as a way to keep the people passive, as a way to assuage other governments who might be concerned about what's happening. Is there a dictatorship? No, we're democratic. We are a democrat. Soviet Union called itself a democratic institution. East Germany, wasn't it called the Deutsche Demokratische Republik, something like that? In any event, we in the United States are moving precipitously toward becoming essentially a banana republic. And the reason for that, and there are many reasons, but the primary reason that this is happening is because money and the creation of money in a fiat currency system in which money can be created by a central bank, the trillions of dollars that are being created by the Federal Reserve, the debt that's being monetized by the Federal Reserve, does not find its way down through, as Ronald Reagan would, it'll trickle down. It doesn't make its way to the majority of people. It stays in, because we have a financialized and a Ponzified system, it stays with that top 1%, give or take, of American individuals, citizens and corporations. The majority of the money that's created is accessed and captured by those who are wealthy or super wealthy, and then a group of maybe a 5% of American citizens who are also able to benefit from these loose monetary policies because they have accessed wealth in the past and maybe have 401k plans or retirement plans or investments, etc., and so forth, and they're able to benefit from the fact that everything gets bid up. Commodities get bid up. The markets get bid up. You end up having, I believe that we're going to see a stock market boom over the next couple of years. It's going to be pretty significant. I would not be surprised if we see the Dow Jones at 17,000 by 2015. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the NASDAQ back up at 4,500 by 2015. The reason being that the Federal Reserve, in concert with the U.S. government, continues to have very, very accommodating monetary policies, so money is being created and pumped into the system, but it doesn't make it down to the middle class. The middle class has stagnant wages. The middle class is being totally hammered by the fact that the majority of jobs are low-paying or middle-income paying jobs, and meanwhile gas is approaching $4 a gallon. A bag of rice at the health food store is $9. Well, it's impossible to keep up with that kind of cost inflation as we inflate the money supply, because wages for people in the middle class or the former middle class can't keep up with that. Watch as we become a banana republic. Watch over the next 2 or 3 decades as the democratic institutions that we supposedly hold so dear become completely subverted by super PACs and the equivalent of super PACs. Right now it's this idea that, okay, you can buy elections, right? So what, okay? But in the future, it's going to be that the politicians themselves are it's not going to be bought and sold by virtue of lobbying. It's going to be purchased with actual cash. It's not going to be that you're going to have one person like a Mitt Romney who's able to purchase an election. It's that every politician is going to purchase the election. It's not that you are going to have a legal system that benefits the wealthy because the wealthy can get out of jail free because they can pay the bail when the poor person can't. It's going to be that the jails are going to be places where only impoverished people exist because all of the rules are going to be created by a super wealthy class. It's not going to be the rule of law. It's going to be the rule of men. Look, this is a big problem. We have staved off financial collapse through the use of very, very loose monetary policies in a fiat currency system. It has created the illusion that we are going to be able to have an economic recovery. It is not going to be a recovery for the middle class. And when a Republican administration comes to power and decides down the road that they're going to cut off unemployment insurance, they're going to cut off the food stamp subsidies, they're going to cut off energy subsidies, they're going to cut back and have austerity, you watch the middle class go right down the tubes. Banana Republic, folks.